Timothy 3:3 said, men will be without natural affection. That's 2 Timothy 3:3. It says that in this day and time, man is without natural, I'm talking about natural affection. It's supposed to just come normal. I mean, good morals, my goodness. Folk who not saved don't do this. But the Bible says these people are going to be without it. They're going to look at you when you're supposed to get what you're supposed to get and say, no, you ain't getting it. We're in a day and time where people work you for 40 hours a week and don't want to pay you your money. You don't believe it? Ask some folk. We're in a time where husbands and wives don't act like husbands and wives. We're in a time where some women will sit their babies on the doorstep of somebody else only because they don't want them. We're in a time where fathers are hating their sons, and the Bible speaks about that in this day and time. How can you hate somebody who look just like you, your own flesh and blood, and you can't get along with them? Over little stupid stuff. I promise we're in that day. We're in a day where people will legally take your stuff. I'm talking about legally. They will legally take your stuff, take you to court and just take your stuff because you can't defend yourself. We are in that day, and y'all wrestling with one another. The Bible says we wrestle not against flesh and blood. We're supposed to be one unit looking out for one another. How are we going to win? We've already won, but we're going to mess up what God have already given us because we're in our flesh. God gives us this parable to show us that. The contrast gives us, we see a righteous judge who is God. The contrast gives us an unrighteous judge to show us in a parable an earthly story with a heavenly meaning to show us what it's going to take to get back what belongs to us when it's already ours. Give God a praise right where you are. The only help you have in a situation like this, when somebody have the capabilities to take what's yours legally, because if you go back and try to take it violently, you're going to wind up in jail for a long time, and they will get your stuff and live with it until they get tired of it. The only way we're going to have what's rightfully ours is that we put the whole thing in God's hand. How do I put the whole situation in God's hand? Oh, Lord, girl, you in the spirit big time. Pray. And be consistent. If you're going to go at it, you can't go at it in the flesh. He gives us a picture where this woman is going at it in the flesh because he's taking an earthly story and showing us a heavenly meaning out of it. And then at the end, he's going to say, how much more will your just Father, your righteous Father, give you what belongs to you if you continue to talk to him like she's talking to this unjust judge who don't want to give her nothing. There was a widow in that city, and she came unto him saying, avenge me of my adversary, saying, give me what's rightfully mine. And she goes to the court. She didn't go and buy a gun. She didn't write a letter and send it. She did it the legal way, Alvy. She went to the courthouse. But she had an unjust judge. And she knew what they had was hers. Avenge me of my adversary. Give me what's rightfully mine. And when you know what's rightfully yours, you have to be dogmatic about it. You have to be willing to put your teeth into it and hold on to it and snatch it back. But you got to do it in a spiritual way. I've seen people get so mad they go to jail before they even get to where the problem is. Because nobody wants to be dissed. Nobody wants what belongs to them taken from them. The regular common worker feels no justice in these days. In these days, the regular common worker, I mean, if you climb the ladder and go all the way up top, you'll find out that taxes, interest rates, people robbing folk through taxes and taking what belongs to us through interest rates that we cannot stop, making us angry. I mean, look at the government. The government is aggressive, going at folk, placing taxes and tariffs and different things on people. People are sitting back making small wages, minimum wages, and have to pay so much for gas. It don't seem right. These people are literally taking a gun and putting it to the public head and say, you pay this or you won't have it. And they taking money out of your mouth, out of your pocket, food off your children's tables, ripping you off. Even churches are boycotting. Churches are boycotting places. Out there boycotting places, talking about, hey, you treating us wrong. The Bible said they're going to treat us wrong, baby. I see you over there, Lily. They out there boycotting. Y'all pray. They're going to do us wrong anyway. We're in the last days. You think I'm going to waste my time out there boycotting Target and different places like that? Talking about treat us right over here when all things work together for the good. To them that love the Lord, where's your faith? When Israel was in Goshen, when the plagues came, God was taking care of Israel down there in Goshen. They was eating roast what? Lamb. We're going to have to put up with this until Jesus comes. Oh, y'all looking at me funny. Y'all looking at me like, boy, we're going to pray and all this will be over. No! God is going to have to cover you. He's going to have to protect you. He's going to have to work miracles in your finances whenever the taxes come. Yeah. Whenever the interest rates come. He won't allow you to be lost. But they're going to be in the midst of everybody. Because it rained on the just as well as the unjust. Can I get a witness? And you got to be strong enough. You got to stand in the midst of this degradation. And you got to be strong in the Lord and in the power of his might. And when the clouds come and it's raining or you on the boat that's being tossed to and fro, you're going to have to be able to take a nap in the middle of a storm and give God a praise when they wake you up. He's not moving into this just for you. You're going to give him praise right in the middle of it. Oh, Lord, I want to find somebody who's willing to give God praise in the middle of all this unjust mess. Will somebody take a stand and say everything's all right when the storm is turning the ship upside down? God is not going to move the storm for you. He's going to bring you through it. And he's going to show you in the middle of it that you're well able to stand, doing all to stand. Therefore, in the liberty wherewith Christ has made you free, and you're not going to be entangled with the yoke of bondage that's around you, because the wind is going to blow and the waves are going to roar, but you're going to be still standing and giving God the praise, because he wants the glory out of your life. Give your neighbor a high five and tell him, say, God wants the glory. That's all he wants. That's why he let it happen. That's all he wants, big man. He wants somebody, when they're going through hell and high water, to lift their hands and say, God, I'm still standing. Oh, y'all don't want to talk to me, y'all. Look, that's why the wind is blowing, because he planted your feet. The reason why you're going through, because he knew you was going to make it. And he's going to get the glory out of it. Can't nobody else get it, because without him, you could not have come out of that mess. Give him a praise. Be seated for just a moment. And this is how God is allowing the devil to work on this thing. Say, and he would not for a while. She wanted to be avenged, you know, because she said, avenge me of mine adversary. And the unjust judge, which represents the devil, would not do it for a whole while. See, for a while, he just put her off. Say, don't come up here no more now. Y'all lock the door when she come. Yeah, he wouldn't do it. I don't know what somebody had. They could have had the house. They could have took the house from her when her husband died. She's a widow, don't have a say, and that's what Pharisees, Sadducees, and Sanhedrin council and the preachers in those days would do. They would take stuff from the widows. They would take stuff from the weak. They would stone those who did not know, hallelujah, how to humble themselves and do the right thing. When they couldn't buy an animal that the priest could, could sacrifice in the place, when their sheep ran off and fell in a hole, if they tried to get the sheep on the Sabbath, the Pharisees, the Sadducees, Sanhedrin council would stone them. But if their sheep fell in a hole, that's how the government is. That's how people are, who are up here supposed to be watching over you. Unjust judge, faking the bobo. He's sitting on a throne in the courtroom like he's going to justly help you. But I'm going to tell you right now, most of them, they're trying to help themselves. Oh, give God a hand. I ain't ashamed to say it. The small man always kicked out of the way. But she said, I'm small, but I got a big mouth. Oh, y'all ain't talking to me. I want to find some small people with a big mouth. See, that's all you need, because out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaketh. You can be small, but you can have a big old mouth that'll wake everybody up if you know how to use it. Give 3 people a high five and say, I got a big mouth. Say, I don't want to show them how big I am. I want to show you how big the words that's coming out of my mouth is. Because the power is not how big you are. The power is how big your mouth is when the word of God come out of your heart. Open your mouth and give him praise. She was a small woman. She was a widow and didn't have much. Her husband died. I don't know where her children at. They might have took her house or took all her money out the bank. She said, I'm going to the courthouse and I'm going to open my mouth. And if I have to do it every day, if I have to do it 3 times a day, if I have to do it 10 times a day, say, when I come up in here, y'all gonna hear what I got to say. You ought to know that your mouth make a difference. Some of y'all don't ever stop talking. Oh, sit down for just a moment. I mean, if that big mouth worked for you when you wasn't saved, you know it'll work for you if you say, have you ever met somebody who can't do nothing but chop? Chop, 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 chop. If their mouth not open when they preaching or talking, it's open when they're eating. Mouth so big they get tired. For a while, that joker said, look, just don't come back up here. You came in here one day with all that noise. Y'all locked the doors, locked the front door, the back door, and both side doors. And he would not for a while. But after he said within himself, listen at this joker after she kept coming. Say, though I fear not God, I don't care nothing about God, nor do I care anything about man, yet, because this widow, this woman, trouble me. So I ain't doing it because she white. I'm not doing it because she black. I ain't doing it because I like the way she look. See, she not going to get what belong to her because she's big or because she's small. See, Dr. Toy say, I'm going to go ahead on and I'm going to give her stuff because she weary me. Yeah. Every day she coming up here knocking on the front door. They won't let her in. She go to the back door. Yeah, go ahead on, do it, yeah. Knocking on the doggone door. Yeah, give me some drum action like she knocking on the door. See, they caught a hold to it over there. Every day. He equates knocking and aggravating him with prayer. Oh, Lord. I can't get over it. He could have put anything with that. Come on. But her aggravation, God equates her aggravating him with prayer. Can I get away with it? He could have used anything else. But the moral of the story, the text shows me that she was knocking with prayer. She was making noise with prayer. She was showing up with prayer. She was acting with prayer. She was talking with prayer. Prayer changed things. The effectual fervent prayer of a righteous man availeth much. She was praying. That's why y'all got to pray. You don't pray enough. You know you didn't pray last night. You didn't pray this morning either. Every night you just fall asleep. You snore more than you pray. Am I right? I told my wife last night, I said, girl, we got to have to pray more. We were just laying there. Ain't that right, baby? I said, you know what, man, we got to start back praying like we used to. Not 5 minutes after that. Whoa, 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 whoa. I heard her. Me, I don't know what I would do. I would probably... I probably had a chainsaw. She had a boat engine. I probably had a chainsaw. We were asleep. We forgot to pray. Am I telling you the truth, baby? I touched her. I was just dozing off. She was just about there. I thought maybe she was going to say, you know what, Bishop, you are so right. Let's get out this bed and let's cut up.